Hey there viewers, welcome back to another episode of Rave All Trades. Next is John Deere LT 190. First thing I noticed is that the hood hinge is busted off and missing. Very common problem with these things. So we're gonna get one of those ordered, and surprisingly a lot easier to change than you would think. The immediate problem with it is, I don't know if you noticed when I was pulling it in, you have to keep pulling the choke at odd times to get it to run. And usually just a tune-up and a carburetor clean-out and possibly a fuel system clean-out is usually what causes that. Could be a number of other things too. You know, I mean, the fuel pump could be getting weak, the filter could be clogged, could be an ignition problem, though it's doubtful because it responds so well to the choke. And he indicated that there was something noisy on the deck when it's engaged. I've already ordered the tune-up parts for the motor. I anticipate that I should be able to clean out the carburetor just because it's getting that time of year. Just, you know, it's better to be a little bit more proactive, at least in my case, with getting the parts ordered, because I can always return them if I have to. Just looking at the amount of dirt on here and stuff like that, the air filter was, when I checked it, was dirty. I'd like to get whatever's noisy on the deck figured out so I can get those parts ordered. Let's get the deck off of this thing and start checking it out. So first things first, let's get the deck to its lowest position. Go after the locking pins back here and the ones up front. So back here in the back, there should be a couple of pins. Just lift up a little bit. Whew. That thing put me out of breath. Basically what was happening is these latches back here were getting caught. There's a rib on there just from wear, and it was getting caught. So it looks like we need a deck belt. We want to clean all this off. And then we want to check each one of these pulleys. Very likely I'm going to have some that are making excessive noise. They do feel kind of dry right now. Now the underside of the deck looks pretty good, but the blades are horribly dull. Yeah, the bearing on this one is shot. And that one's pretty worn out too. While the bearings don't have a whole lot of play, they are noisy. I can try to grease them and see what we get, but I got a feeling that cost may go way up really quick. Depends how where I can get the parts from. Very likely after I clean it up, I'm going to be looking at all new pulleys and probably all new spindles. And might as well put brand new blades if we can get them cheap enough. Those are sharpenable. We can save those blades. But if you're putting all new everything, sometimes it's worth just doing that. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but every one of those pulleys is making a lot of noise. The spindles didn't change noise, and this one over here is actually frozen up. I can't get it. I mean, I can hardly get it to move at all. And that was the one he said there was noise coming from. Let me price out the 3 idler pulleys and the 3 spindles and a set of blades. I mean, all in all, the transmission, everything else is really good on it. I think it's worth saving. Got some parts for the deck. It's like 2 idler pulleys. I'll link all these parts down in the description. 2 idler pulleys, small ones, a larger idler pulley. I ordered a kit. I've actually been pretty happy with these 810 products so far. Chains and whatnot. They've come through, but it's aftermarket. So 3 pulleys, came with a new belt, 3 new blades. That all came as a kit, and I had to order the 3 pulleys separate. Like I said, I'll link all these down in the description. So let's pull off these 18mm blades. I'm going to place them in order so that I can go back and look at them again if I have to. That's like 3 1/2-inch nuts. Two 1/2-inch nuts. Belt routing diagram. This looks like it was like that. Let's get this belt somewhat out the way. Let's pull those 2 off and that one off. It's like all 3 pulleys have the exact same part number. That's how they come packaged like that. So we're going to be pulling the pulley off of each one of those. 24mm. Belt on it and see if that helps. Hold on to it. This one was in the middle. Put that on for a second and try to give that a couple of love taps. First, rubber mallet. There we go. That's all it wanted, was just a little love tap. 1/2-inch deep well socket. There's the new. Well, that was a little bit of sheer chaos. So that spindle, that bolt was stuck, so I ended up having to cut it loose. And in the process of that, my air compressor automatic shutoff decided to break and start venting at 150 pounds of pressure or more. And then I had to find a nut that was compatible. And this has a really weird thread pitch on it. I didn't verify it. I can probably go back and look, see what it is. I'm gonna grab a pick. What I'm noticing is that the seal is not sitting on the lip of that. It should be on the outside edge of that ring. That one's down on it. And that one's down on it. I don't know why that one came up. Yep. Let's get these other pulleys swapped while we're here. That's a 1/2-inch. So it needs a 1/2-inch wrench on the bottom. What do we got? Looks like the pulleys are the same, but it has to have this center part taken out. Just want to get that knocked out, and we'll put all this back together. I'm gonna go set this on the bench or on the vise real quick and just knock that centerpiece out. Set it in the vise, use the socket set size and tap it out. Pretty easy to do. Just a ball peen, and I used a 10mm, set it on the bench, set the socket on top and just drove it on through. It looks like it'll be about the right size to go back. If it's tight, what I'm gonna do is grab a socket that is the same size as that silver part right here on the inside, so that I'm supporting that part of the bearing, and then I can just pop that in there. The other thing you can do is you can freeze this, make it smaller, and pop it in that way too. Let me go find a socket that fits that, because I want to be able to tap on it. It's not just sliding in. Yeah, I just grabbed a little 17mm socket, set it in the vise, and then set this on top of it so it was on the outside edge, and just tapped it on in. Didn't take a whole lot of effort. Let's see, this is going to go on like that, but I need to capture that belt first. The back side of that belt. This is the new belt that's sitting here. Whoops, except I got to put it on the right direction. Anybody else out there caught that? Needs to go like that. And that's smooth. The blades on. These seems to have a pretty nice powder coating on them. Nice sharp blade. Grass side. Oh, let's do what they said. Get the old one out of here. Let's loosen this up a little bit. That actually goes up behind there. And that goes over there. Sure looks like it. Let's tighten that one up, tighten that one up. Yeah, not drawn very well, but I think we got it. Let's get this thing greased up before I start putting all the covers on. That feels pretty good. Alright, we're going to do this on the ground, or at least try to. Change the deck height to the lowest position. Let's see if you and I can work in the same area at the same time. Alright, there's one. Let's see if we can get that one to line up. those two in. See if I can wrestle this belt on. Checking to make sure none of my belts came off. And this right here is why you always check the gap on your plugs. This is an NGK plug right out of the box, sitting at less than 20 thousandths. Let's get up to 30 thousandths like it needs to be. Same carbon buildup and the gaps are really wide. Same thing again. The plug is really small gap. Just for giggles, the old plug was sitting at 45 thousandths. Fuel filters are directional. Make sure it's going the right way. So that's the John Deere LT190. Runs pretty good now, and deck nice and quiet. So thanks for hanging out with me, guys. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't. That way you get notified whenever new videos come out.